Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today I'm excited. We're going to be doing a rotisserie duck on our grill today. I've got some orange and veggies, and we'll get started. Welcome back. Okay, we've got our orange here. I went ahead and kind of pre-sliced it. I'm going to go ahead and slice it just like this. Just want it for the juice. Actually, I got to turn it this way so I don't lose all the juice. And we'll go ahead and do it that way. Boy, I think I did this a rough time today. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this out. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the lemon. So we're going to put one lemon, one orange. We're going to stuff it in the cavity of our duck. And I'm just going to go slice, slice, and we are good to go. Let's get our green onion. And I'm just going to go ahead and do this the safe way. I'm going to go ahead and chop it down like this. Put these on the side. Cut these right down the middle. Oh, it smells so delicious. Okay, I'm going to take and do one more rough chop here. There we go. So everything is good. It's cut up and ready to put in the duck. Here, we've been letting our duck rest so it dries. This is my neck bone. I'm going to go ahead and use that because I want that neck bone for flavor. So what I'm going to do is let you know what I did with the seasoning. First of all, I have 2 tablespoons of rough chopped garlic. I have 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and the garlic powder is what's going to start this little rub. I went ahead and mixed this hours ago, so I'd have it so it just sits together and it permeates. So I have 1 tablespoon of sage, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. I have 1 tablespoon of thyme leaves, which I used all my thyme, and I have 1 tablespoon of paprika. I have a half a teaspoon of just black pepper and a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. So that's what I did, and I just mixed it around, and did that. So I'm going to start with inside my duck. It's a 5-pound duck, beautiful duck, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and get my hands in here, and I'm just going to go ahead and start spreading the seasoning all inside. I want to get this flavored as good as possible. You know, flavor is so important when you're seasoning your food. You know, so you got to get a lot inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm first going to turn him just a little bit. And then I'll just get this rubbed in. And, oh, I'm so excited. We have been looking for a duck, but boy, ducks here where we live were so expensive for the longest time. And so we were like, okay, well, we're just going to wait until the price goes down. I'm not paying that much for a duck. And finally the prices came down, and then our winter was so harsh, oh, there was no way we were going to be able to go out and rotisserie this duck. There was no way. We couldn't even do chicken. We had to put it in our smoker and run back in the house so we wouldn't get all snowed on. That's a lot of seasoning here, so which is good. Just cake it on. And then what we're going to do is rub it in real good, because this is how your duck is going to be flavored, besides the fresh stuff we're going to put inside. But, you know, you only have so much room in a duck that you can put. Now, I'm going to stop here like that, as I feel we did good. I'm going to reserve this for the side. We may need it, we may not need it. All this garlic, 2 tablespoons, is going to go in the duck. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it at the edge, and then I'm going to put it in with my hand because I want it to go all the way in, and I just want to work it in myself. That way I know. And then also It's just going to flavor. That's all it's going to do. Then I'm going to take my green onion and I'm going to put it in the cavity. And I'm spreading it out, like some is about right here. Some is there. And then I have some right here in the back. And then I'm going to just grab the orange and the lemon, and I'm just going to go ahead and push it up there. I just want everything to be as compacted as possible so we get some flavor in there. It's going to be delicious anyways. But I always use a lemon, an orange. Just gives it a good citrusy note. And then, like I said, I'm just putting rub on it. Okay, so now before we go ahead and we wrap up our duck, we're going to go ahead and poke the skin. A lot of people score the skin, the breast of the skin, because it's so fatty. We need to let that get out. We need it to just go ahead and drain as it's turning. So what you want to do is go ahead and poke. I use my corn on the cob skewer. I use that, and what you want to do is you don't want to puncture your meat. You're just puncturing your skin because the duck is so fatty. And you can do this before you season or after you season. I put so much seasoning on mine, I won't worry, and I have mine seasoned in. So a lot of people will do it before, but I just think it's your preference. This is how I kind of learned how to do it. You know, sometimes when I watch videos of people doing things now, oh, I see they do it perfect, you know, like just before they go ahead and they put the seasoning on. But it's up to you. It's your preference. How you learn, to each his own. Nobody learns the same way. But like I said, don't puncture your meat. Just get your skin, and you can feel it and you can hear it too. So you won't do anything wrong to it. So that's fine. And all this is going to do is allow the fat to drain. And guess what? It's going to make fantastic potatoes. I'm so excited. You know me, I'm supposed to stay away from the triglycerides, as they call them at my age. Holy Toledo. But not tonight. I'm going to have duck fat roasted potatoes. We'll do that. Duck is pretty much 20 minutes per pound. Please forgive me. My voice, and I'm kind of nasally. I have allergies really, really bad. So, unfortunately, I'm stopped up. So, I don't think my speech is quite as clear as it usually is. But I am super excited about those duck fat roasted potatoes. Like I said, 20 minutes per pound for the duck, basically, is how you base it. Internal temp, which you have to take through your thigh meat, is going to have to reach 165. So I'm thinking our duck is going to take about an hour, 30, 40 minutes tops. But you don't want to overdo it. Okay, and so we're good to go. This looks fantastic. And I believe we have enough. I took some of the seasoning off, but it's okay. I'll put more back on. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tie this. About an hour after I start cooking the duck, that's when we'll go ahead and we'll use our little potatoes. I'll go ahead and par cook them for a few minutes because I want them nice and soft inside. And then all the duck fat drippings are going to make them so delicious. I'm going to add a little bit of green onion and a little bit of mushroom to go with it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and truss our duck. I'm going to go ahead and get him all wrapped up. Okay, here's his neck bone. We're going to go right here where the skin is. We're going to go again. I'm going to wrap him again so he stays. I'll put like that. Like that. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come under the wing. Under the wing. And then we're going to cross it over like this. And we're going to do this twice. Through and then through. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come right underneath the edge of the breastbone, which I'll go ahead and give you a little show. See right here, we're right under the breastbone, so you know you've done it perfectly right. That's going to keep him from flopping when he rotisserates. And then what we got to do is we got to make a knot here and tie it tight. We do it one more time. I'm going to bring it through like that. Just because I don't want him to come apart. Okay, nice and tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, come up just like that. And then we're going to take this over, right around and pull him nice and tight. There we go. Okay. Okay, we'll come in. Come right around. Okay. I'm going to just put a knot in him, and we're good to go. Good to go. I'm not the best at tying. Honestly, normally, my husband ties all our stuff for us, and I just get to do the easy work. I get to do all the seasoning and watching and cooking and beautiful things like that. Well, he does all the hard work. Okay, so basically, we are good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our tie, and then we're going to go ahead and get him on the rotisserie rod. And then we'll go ahead and get him on the rod, and then we'll go ahead and walk him out to our grill, and we'll be back. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and get it in. And we are going to set it right down, and we are good to go. So we're going to go ahead and get this on and get it roasting, and we'll be back in an hour. Welcome back. Look at this beautiful duck here. We've been on for an hour and 10 minutes. I just took the internal temp. We got about 4 or 5 degrees to go before we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and put my onions, my mushrooms on, because they're going to cook fast in this duck fat here. So I also put my potatoes in the microwave for about a few minutes. I put them in for half the time it takes to bake a potato, because I had all these. I wanted them to be soft, but not done completely, because I want to go ahead and roast them in my duck fat. So this is our umptious duck fat. I'm not going to salt and pepper anything until it's done cooking. But like I said, we only have about 5 more minutes on our duck. And then what we'll do is pull our duck, and we'll take it in the house, and then we'll go in and make our wine reduction duck gravy. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back. We are going to get started on our duck gravy. It's going to be a wine reduction. I've got some duck jus here from the last time I did duck. I'm going to go ahead and plop it right in. And let that get started real fast. It's just a little bit to give it some flavoring. Okay, and I've got some stock right here. And I'm going to put this on high, get this started. So we're going to let the nice pork jelly jus go ahead and get mixed up in here. And then as soon as it starts to warm and mix, I'm going to add the wine to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, 3 tablespoons of water, make a little slurry, and we're going to put it in. So I have 4 cups of broth, a half a cup of Merlot, and I had probably about 3 tablespoons of good jus, you know, duck jus from the last time. The one thing I'm kind of sad about though is it's kind of good and kind of yummy. I'm going to do our potatoes in the duck fat, so I won't have any extra duck fat because that's what's going to cook my luscious potatoes. So I'll be out of duck fat, and then I'll be out of duck jus. Au jus basically is what it is, duck au jus. And well, I call it duck jelly is what I call it, to be honest. And but you know, that's good. Then I'll be able to make more in the future. We don't make duck a lot. I'm really still learning how to make good duck. I am learning how to tie the duck, but you know, you don't get better if you don't practice. And you know what? I always say cooking is therapy, best thing I can do. And then guess what? I get to feed my wonderful family as well. I'm blessed coming and going, so I cannot even complain. And boy, learning, you know, next time I make it, that dish, it'll probably even come out prettier. I always say get your seasonings, get your taste down, because that's what you got to feed everybody. If it's not good to begin with, I don't care how pretty it looks, nobody's going to eat it. But if it tastes really well, then you can always make it prettier. That's what we do. That's how we continue to grow in cooking, and it gets exciting because once you make something that tastes fantastic, then you make something that tastes fantastic and is beautiful, you can't ask for better. Okay, pan is heating. I'm gonna go ahead and get our little slurry started. Kind of cheat and bring a bottled water so I don't have to go to the sink. I can just do it all in front of you. And I want to thank you guys really for coming in and cooking with me today. I appreciate you. It's nice. Our day is beautiful today. Oh boy. It's like 80 degrees. Gorgeous. Okay, 3 tablespoons of water. You're supposed to do the cornstarch first. You know why? Because if you do the cornstarch first, you do not have to make your spoon all dry. Guess what? You're all good to go. And now we're going to do 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we are going to check our potatoes. 1, 2, 3. Okie doke. Now we're going to go ahead, stir it all up, get it nice and runny. Okay, so we are good. Now all we're waiting on is it to heat a little bit more. Guess what? We got a good little heat going on. Now we're going to pour in our Merlot. Look at how it's going to change the color of your sauce. Ever so slightly. But it's going to be beautiful. And you're not going to douse your food. You're just going to put a little layer on the bottom. Or a little layer over your potatoes. However you choose. This is a day when you can make the plate fancy. You know, you take your individual plates and you put down a little potato, or you put a little bit of the gravy reduction, put a little bit, place your potatoes, and it would look beautiful. That's the day you want to get all nice and fancy. Okay, so what we're going to do is just let this cook, and we're going to let it boil for just a minute. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back after we check our potatoes, and we'll finish this up. Welcome back. Okay, I have the potatoes. Look at this potato. It's got the duck fat char. Delicious. Okay, I have not salt and peppered my potatoes at all. Look at the mushrooms. I kept them thick. They came out nice. They got that duck fat. I got some onion pieces because my husband likes that with dinner. And so does... I guess we all do, except for me. I'm the only one that doesn't care for onions too much. But as long as my family loves them, that's all I care about. I got a couple of nice, crispy, crunchy pieces, which is really nice. I'm just going to put it like this because we're actually going to eat dinner. As soon as we stop filming, we will sit down and have dinner. And we're having our duck. We're going to have a fresh salad. And I'm excited. We got our potatoes, our onions, mushrooms. The duck is cooked to perfection. The skin is nice and crispy. I could always go for crispier skin. I don't know. I like mine super, super crispy. But this is what our duck looks like. It's a nice treat for our family. I'm not going to cut it because we're going to have it for dinner, but I just wanted you to see. Boy, do you see how much it reduced, though? The meat reduced. Before, the fat in the top of the duck was all the way up here. This is how much it cooks. I'll let you see inside. There's a lot of goodness. That goodness, I took a piece off from right there to try it. It came out delicious. I just want to let you see my reduction. I don't know if you really call it a gravy or a reduction. You know me, I call it meat jelly, au jus, you know, anything that has a liquid. But I just want to show you. This is basically what I would do. Because I don't want my food to swim in the potato. I want you to be able to taste everything. But I want it to be still delicious, not dry. I want to thank you for coming and cooking with me today. And let me share my duck with you. And I want to thank you guys. And if you like the content, could you please like and subscribe and share with others? I'd be most grateful. Well, I'll see you soon. Thank you.